Thanks very much for joining us, Nikki. Today it was a really hard-fought battle. Do you see that as a point earned or 2 dropped today?
I guess we'll find out come the end of the season, but going into today's game, I really felt that if we wanted to have a say in the playoffs, we really needed to pick up 3 points, especially off the back of our last 2 defeats at home. But again, I can't fault the effort of the players. I thought every one of them put in a real effort for 90 minutes. But obviously we come up a bit short, didn't really create too many clear-cut chances, and again just been found a little bit wanting in terms of quality in the final third. But defensively very sound again today, and just repeating myself, but cannot fault the effort of the players. I thought every one of them real effort today.
It was a real blustery day out there. How much do you think the weather had an effect on today's play?
Yeah, it was windy. It was difficult for both sides, so you have to take that into account when you're reflecting on the day's performance. But overall, I think whether it be tonight, tomorrow night, during the week, my reflections of the game will be the same, that there was an opportunity to get 3 points today and we didn't quite take them.
On a positive note, the defence was really solid again today. Obviously there's a clean sheet against Burgess last week as well. Have you been working on that in training?
I think throughout the season, I think it's helped that over the last couple of months we have had more of a settled back 4 or 5. We've had a training ground which helps for the last couple of months, so drilling the boys, it's not so much as working on their strengths but also their weaknesses. And I think for me the proudest part of this season so far is that, given the resources that we have, if you take Dorking out of the league, we've got the best defensive record in the league, so that's some achievement for us with 7 games to go. Testament to the players, goalkeeper Zaki, back 4, midfield, forwards, we defend from the front. The reliability of the players is there, and it's just a shame that now and again we just can't score that extra goal at the other end, because if you had another 10 goals onto our goals for column, some of these draws would be wins, and we'd be further up the table. But you can't have it all, and like I say, the main thing for me is the players work hard week in, week out.
Today marked Jerry's 351st appearance for the club. How special has he been for us?
He's massive, and if you think about over the last few years, always a turnover of manager at the end of every season, high turnover of players. For someone to accumulate that amount of games and go through the amount of managers that he's been through at this club just goes to show what type of player he is. I wish I'd got hold of him a few years earlier, because I feel like if he had worked on a few things earlier in his career, then he's got all the tools and all the attributes, probably been a Football League defender. But he's still young enough, and his attitude's unbelievable, and the young players look up to him, and obviously he's a fan's favourite, so we have to keep him in the building and at this club for as long as possible.
Finally, we travel to Bognor next week. What are you expecting from those guys?
We need to get 3 points. I said 2 weeks ago I didn't want the season just to fizzle out. That won't happen. People are playing for the right to be at this club next season, so we'll do it properly. We'll approach every game trying to get the 3 points, and like I say, we want to keep in the mix for as long as possible. No result today keeps us in 10th, and when all's said and done, if we remain in 10th come the end of the season, that's been a huge achievement. But while we are in the mix, we have to go for it, and we were limited today with options we had on the bench. Obviously Sean Okoji was injured, we couldn't bring him on. Steve Sardini was injured, we couldn't bring him on, but we just felt psychologically it's better to name them on the bench. So Folkestone maybe thought we did have them up our sleeve, so we were hampered today in terms of selection, and we just got to find a way of being a bit more clinical in front of goal, scoring a few more goals, and 7 games, 21 points. I'd imagine now, looking at the table, we're going to have to win 5 of those, so that starts next Saturday.